Who's the worst coworker you've ever had? I had this coworker, Lisa, who was the absolute worst. She was one of those people who could do no wrong in the boss's eyes, even though she was a walking disaster. She'd accidentally delete reports and then blame someone else. She'd overhear my ideas in meetings, nod along like she wasn't even listening, and then pitch them as her own later. She always got away with it because she flirted with the boss. She'd lean over his desk whenever she was in trouble, twirl her hair and giggle like she was in a bad rom-com. It worked like a charm, but the worst part about her was that she was a tattletale. If you so much as breathed wrong, she'd run straight to the boss and turn it into a dramatic ordeal. I think it's so unprofessional that Sarah was 2 minutes late this morning. Boom, right up. Meanwhile, she could waltz at 10 a.m. with a coffee and the boss would laugh it off. Fast forward to when a promotion opened up, I thought my hard work would finally pay off. I had been at the company longer, often stayed late and hit my targets. But then one afternoon I walked past the conference room, and there she was, sitting at the table, laughing with the managers shaking hands. I sat at my desk extremely mad, when Sharon, an office veteran who'd been there longer than anyone, stood up. She didn't say a word, just marched straight into that conference room and shut the door behind her. A few minutes later, I saw Lisa through the glass, and she looked terrified. When the door finally opened, my boss stepped out and looked directly at me. "Can you come into my office for a second?" Turned out Sharon had every lie, stolen idea, and little stunt Lisa had pulled documented. HR did a deep dive into it, and the results weren't in Lisa's favor. By the end of the week, she was gone.